Kart 8!
What? A new game was released on Wii U? I gotta get on that shit. So here we have Mario Kart 8. The first thing I noticed about Mario Kart 8 is it comes in a red case, presumably in order to piss off OCDs by ruining the color coordination of the Wii U section of their bookshelves. Although despite this garish fashion faux pas, it keeps up the first-party Wii U game tradition of looking fantastic in-game. The Wii U is no technical powerhouse, but Nintendo's art direction and aesthetic sense has only been enhanced by the move to HD, and Mario Kart is no exception. Besides looking great, the game is also an absolute blast to play. It's fast-paced, the driving feels great whenever you're not being bombarded by shit, there are some absolutely breathtaking tracks, and the level of polish and detail is staggering at times. However, the game's roster was a bit of a surprise. I'm not sure why Bowser's henchmen are holding up half of the unlockable character slots. I mean, there are Donkey Kong Country maps and enemies in the game, why no Diddy? Dry Bones and Boo have tracks too, but are also absent. Instead, we got some metal skins, which means they took a regular character and slapped a metal texture on it, and 7 variations of Koopa. I will admit that the Koopas are a bit more interesting than I was expecting, and there are a few I use regularly, but I'm still a little disappointed by the roster. One interesting new addition I've never seen in a Mario Kart before is coins! Coins is like the Pokemons, I gotta get them all! Coins are used to unlock new carts and parts. Carts and parts, carts and parts, carts and parts. It's an addition I like because it gives you one more thing to go for while doing your laps. It can be a small consolation if you get Nintendo'd into 12th place. I've also heard that they affect your top speed, but since the game never mentions it and there's no instruction booklet, I can't say for sure. Getting blasted by items is a big part of Mario Kart, and the AI seems especially bloodthirsty. You never seem to get hit just once. You're either cruising along in first without a care, or getting systematically pounded by every character in the race as they pass you. Strangely, first place is the least fun position to be in. There's nothing to do except drive around and hope for an item other than coins until the inevitable blue shell comes in to ruin your life. And this game has one of the most brutal downward spirals I've ever seen. That one blue shell, followed by everyone behind you also launching items at you or bumping you off a ledge, can easily put you farther back than you could ever recover from in the course of a race. Normally this is all part of the fun and randomness that is Mario Kart, but since you need those gold trophies to unlock characters, this can get quite frustrating. I think the best way to play this game is to just unlock the characters on a low CC level, and then after that just not care what place you get. It's too luck-based to get invested in winning without wanting to throw your Wii U out a window. I'm a pretty mellow person by default, but trying to unlock characters on 150cc was just aggravating. I've also never seen my wife rage at a game until this one. Playing online instead of against the AI is quite a bit more enjoyable. At least if you get screwed over, there's a person to blame rather than just yelling at the AI. However, everyone is still pounding away at each other constantly, which usually means that while places 12 through 2 are all killing each other, the guy who took first early on is getting so far ahead that no one will be in range to do anything about it. I'm assuming this is why the blue shell exists in the first place, but it's sometimes still not enough. Here's the thing, the only person that can hit the guy in first is the driver in second, but the driver in second is probably busy getting thrashed by the guy in third, and so on down the line. So if no one takes care of the first place driver before second and third go at it, he will pretty much have free reign the whole race with the exception of blue shells and lightning. So even online, being in first is still the least fun position to be in. You end up by yourself until you eventually lap the guy in 12th or something. Another new addition is the anti-gravity mechanic, allowing the cars to drive on walls or even ceilings. Along with just being a cool idea, this opens up a lot of alternate path options that would otherwise not be possible. It's given the level designers a lot of freedom to make some truly awesome tracks, but from the view of the driver it doesn't look a whole lot different. For example, it took me a few races on Shy Guy Falls to realize I was driving up a waterfall and not through a river. And then it took me 0 races to realize how freaking awesome that is, but it still looks a lot like driving through a river. Mechanically, things stay mostly the same during anti-gravity, but bumping into other racers has a boosting effect when on anti-grav tracks. This gives lighter drivers a chance to get physical when normally their lightweight would make bumping others too risky. The various combinations of drivers, vehicles, wheels, and gliders vary enough to make different setups actually feel and handle differently, and going from something familiar to something new can be jarring enough to have a little bit of a learning curve. So there's a good opportunity to find something that works for you. Something odd I've noticed is that as far as I can tell there's no options menu. Like, at all. There's no way to adjust sound, brightness, controls, or anything. I can't remember ever encountering a game that just did not have an options menu, so I find it quite odd. There was only one aspect of the game that was truly disappointing for me in a major way, and that is with Battle Mode. Battle Mode is now played on the racetracks rather than in specifically made battle maps like in the past. And trying to engage in battle on a map that was designed for racing works about as well as you might think. It's just not enjoyable. I'm guessing this is one of those decisions that happen due to time constraints rather than laziness, and I'm hoping we might still see some battle maps as a patch or DLC, but I'm not holding my breath. Still, overall, I have to say the game is a lot of fun. Sure, you're gonna get screwed over from time to time, but it's a Mario Kart game. I expect that. This seems like it's gonna be one of the go-to party games for the Wii U. Definitely recommended, especially for multiplayer. Oh hey, thanks a bunch for watching. If you like this review and want to see more like it in the future, feel free to subscribe. Or if you're more interested in seeing something right now, you can head over to my channel and see all the other content I've made. I'll make it easy by putting a link in the description. Hope to see you there.